Hey, good morning. So, I was on LinkedIn last night and I kind of noticed a general theme yesterday. There's a lot of anxiety and depression that's going on, especially within, the business and just in general, right? So, this video is really about how to help somebody with depression. Now, I'm not a clinical, I thought those were raccoons, but they're just children. Um, Okay, so yeah, this video is really about how to help somebody with depression. Now, I'm not a therapist, I'm not a professional, but I am somebody that has had kind of like an experience, and I've had a lot of friends with anxiety and depression as well. So um, it's something that I've been around a lot. It's not something that's talked about much, but it's affecting a lot of people now. So I think it's worth um, at least talking about and start helping people who do need the help. So it could be your friends, it could be your family, it could be your coworker, it could be your employee, like whoever, right? It's time that we actually start recognizing that mental health is a an actual thing that's real, kind of like climate change. That's a whole nother discussion. But anyway, I can get back to that later. Uh, okay, so how to help somebody with depression. So depression, anxiety, and all these things, it's not easy to quantify, right? A lot of people, a lot of us, we actually just throw around the term, and it's starting to lose value. It's starting to lose meaning, especially with people who do have clinical anxiety and depression. So this video is just to basically talk about that, and it's to really encourage and help a lot of the entrepreneurs who are going through setbacks and failures, who might possibly be kind of feeling this way, and just having it not recognized and feeling alone. So this video, I guess, is really for you. Okay. Oh, and for the people who do want to recognize it within their within their company or within their friends or whatever. So, signs that somebody's depressed. So, I'm reading off of the NSH website right now. So, just so you know, this is where I'm getting the info from. It's not something I'm just kind of making up. So, signs that somebody might be depressed. So, they lose interest in doing things they normally enjoy. If you find somebody that is usually very like energetic and super happy, and all of a sudden they just don't really like doing the things that they do anymore, they seem kind of lethargic, they don't seem like themselves, it's a big warning sign to someone who is actually um, it's a warning sign, right? Seems to be feeling down and hopeless. So that's pretty easy to recognize in a lot of people. You just see it on their face. They just seem sad all the time, and they're very low energy, hopeless. They don't feel like um, there's going to be good things happening in the future, right? Or they just don't feel like anything is really worth doing. Um, Slower speech and movement is something that happens a lot with people with depression. More fidgety and restless than usual. So, I mean, these signs are they are pretty ambiguous, it could be, but it's definitely things to look out for. Feels tired or doesn't have much energy, overeating or a lost appetite, is sleeping more than usual or isn't able to sleep, has trouble concentrating on everyday things such as watching TV or reading the paper. Okay, so I had a friend, I have a friend, right? She had severe depression, and nobody knew for a very long time until it got really, really serious. That was when we were kind of thinking like, oh shit, like we should have seen this earlier. Like she was completely happy and she was open, and all of a sudden it's like I didn't know her anymore. She didn't want to talk to anybody. It was hard to see, right? So catching on to these signs is extraordinarily important, especially if you care about people, right? Um, so signs of depression in older people. So empty fridges and cupboards, neglecting appearance, poor hygiene, and showing little joy in receiving visitors. So it's also very hard. I would say please check up on anyone that you feel like you haven't talked to a long time, just to see how they're doing, right? Um, Depression, I don't feel like it's really something that, again, this is just my opinion from the experiences that I've had. If you know anybody or think anybody that has, depression that really needs help, I really advise you to um, please seek out a professional for them, even, yeah, um, and talk to them. Talk to them. Let them know that you care and that you're just there to listen. Sometimes the easiest and the best thing you can do is just to listen, and to listen without judgment, right? It's hard enough already. They don't know why they're going through the things that they go through. They don't know why they're feeling the way that they feel. So the easiest thing is to really just extract that information, and really understand without judgment, right? Um, and it comes with a lot of encouragement too. So if you're able to, encourage them to start doing things again, to start going out, to be more, balanced with their lives, um, to help them just get out more and spend more time with them, that would be like really ideal, right? If you could do something like that. Um, and always stay in touch. Stay in touch always. Um, See what they're up to. Some days they may need help, a lot more help, and a lot more encouragement, I guess. So that's something to really look out for. Now, if you have a team member, a coworker, or somebody with depression, it's uh, it's something that you should really consider, especially if you're running a team, right? Um, I just feel like right now there's not a lot of discussion, nor is there a lot of awareness on mental health. It's still kind of a taboo. Um, I wasn't really thinking about this too much until I was going through LinkedIn yesterday. How there's just a lack of awareness around it, and it's hurting a lot of people, right? And especially in the world of entrepreneurship as well, where there's a lot of people who do have setbacks, who do have failures, that just completely lose themselves uh, and worse, right? So I do encourage you to please like check up on your friends, check up on your family, your coworkers, your employees, whoever, just to see whether they're okay and whether you can actually help them somehow, because I think it's becoming a bigger concern nowadays, especially with the growing number of teens experiencing it too. So it all goes back to this whole self-love, self-awareness, and perfectionism, and expectations, and all of these things. Like it's becoming a lot. It's becoming a growing issue, that's for sure. So yeah, that's my message for this morning. Today, please go call somebody, tell them you love them, see if they're okay, ask if they need anything, and go from there. But keep watch. Thanks.